just got cold in here.
Just probably kicked on right now. Yeah. Pretty nice. Yeah, it's on right now. All right. We rolling, Andy? We rolling. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Beyond I Do. Let me fix this chair right here.
Oh, gosh.
Move this, move that, get that out of the way. What happened?
That really bothered you?
Yeah. No, it's still bothering me. Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I wish pushing your chair at home bothered you, too.
That does not. No. Because my logic is I'm going to be right back there again.
Yeah.
You know?
The next day when you wake up. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go right back to where I was. You know? That's how it is. See my hat someone got me? Well, Heron got me.
Yeah, it's nice.
Ohtani hat.
Ohtani.
Big Dodger fan. I'm a big Los Angeles Dodger fan.
What was the final score of the game?
307.
That's what I thought.
think is what it was.
Did you go to the parade?
Yeah. I was there on the front and center.
What street was it off of?
It was off of Wilshire Boulevard. You know, my friends, we were chilling. We were like, yeah, let's go, Ohtani.
Yeah,
let's Ohtani there.
Like what friends would have went? I don't think any of
all
your
my
friends.
baseball friends. You know, all my friends where we love the baseball. We love.
I'm sure the only baseball game you ever watched was Sandlot. I honestly probably that's the only baseball game you've probably ever watched in your life.
I've been to a couple games before.
I said watched. It is. You were there, and then I probably you ate. All I saw was pictures of you, Matthias, my brother, my nephews, just eating hot dogs and talking.
Yeah, I've probably been to like 4 or 5 professional baseball games before
to say that
in my life.
Watched them.
Yeah, that's very specific of you.
Exactly.
And the answer would be no.
I know.
I've never watched. I've seen the ball thrown. I've seen them hit the ball before. But to watch a game, no, I don't think so.
It was you that threw it out at Quakes, right?
Yeah, man. I threw the opening at our minor league
you
team.
Throw it?
No, man. That thing was, first of all, that thing was moving. Second of all, right down the line. At least probably 95, 97 miles an hour. At least.
Doubt it.
At minimum.
You would have thrown your arm out. You would have thrown your shoulder out.
But that thing went straight into the pitcher's glove. I mean, just like.
Do you have
we got it
footage?
on video.
You do?
Yeah, we got it on video.
I'm
just
sure
straight.
It was probably like a lob, like a softball lob.
Well, there was
underhand.
The sponsor got to throw the ball, and then I was actually the opening throw. So the sponsor decided to have his son do it, and the whoever the host was like, "Hey, we recommend you do it at the front of the mound because it's actually further than you think, and do it at the tip of the mound, And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Well, the sponsor picks his son to go, who's like probably 15 years old. Who probably plays like 15 or 16, probably plays like varsity baseball or something like that because he goes on the top of the mound where the pitcher throws and he throws it there. Throws it, not great, but throws it. And now I'm like, I can't let a 15-year-old, I can't go on the front of the mound. Heck no, yeah. Even if I did it good at that point, they'd be like, oh, well, he got 5 feet closer than that kid. So I went to the top of the mound and, man, I threw a doozy out a couple years ago. It was the place went nuts. It was the place
was 90% Patriot. So yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, that's because it was. Trust me, our people. If that was rough, I would not get cheered for.
No,
they would boo me 100%. It'd be like he's not
with
our
us. Church for that.
Yeah, they would not cheer. They would not. They would not. They'd be like, oh,
not our pastor. Got a new pastor.
They for sure would be like, oh, that's how I knew because I knew nobody was going to let me slide. So.
Dang! If I could have just been in the building, because I would have still booed you.
Man, you would have been amazed.
No, I would have been nervous because I'd be like, if he thought it was like a girl, please find me a new man.
You never saw the video?
I think I did. I don't think I. It was because I wasn't impressed. That's why I don't remember.
It was very impressive. It was something to be talking about for sure. People still talk about it to this day. Like if you went to Quakes, I think there would be like a photo somewhere on the wall or something like that. Yeah.
Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it.
I'm just talking
so
about
glad
rumors.
you
I'm
think
just talking
so
about
highly
rumors.
of yourself.
No, I don't think highly. I'm just saying it was a historic moment.
For who?
For the body of Christ. It's just, I feel like if I ever met like the president or something like that, he'd be like,
Of what?
oh,
The
like of
president-
America, like Trump. If I met Trump, he'd be like, oh, this is the guy that threw that 97-mile-an-hour fastball at the Quake Stadium.
In Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah. I mean, I don't make the rules. I just,
The president of the United States.
he's probably seen it.
Go to bed.
He's probably seen it. I'm just
Go
saying.
to bed.
He's
What
very
did you guys
aware.
talk about on Beyond the Letter? Because this is some tomfoolery.
Nothing. Anyways, it's two totally different shows. Why would I want to rehash something that I just talked about?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying from this ego that you have, what were you talking? Were you talking about yourself there that you transpired that over to this one?
No, I'm making a joke right now.
Wild.
That's, yeah. Anyways,
Go ahead, Mr. Otani. Where we got that subject from?
yeah, we got it from the fact that I was at the game where they scored the touchdown, the game-winning touchdown.
You're a mess.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
anyways, this is after Thanksgiving. This is our episode after Thanksgiving.
Yes, and welcome everyone to Beyond I Do. Thanks for joining us today. Our last, we had our Thanksgiving episode was our last one.
Yeah.
And what did we do on that episode? The Thanksgiving one.
The dating.
The
Didn't we do that one? That if you asked me the question. The flirting.
Oh, yeah. When
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
traveling.
when you're
Yeah,
traveling,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so that was the last episode we had. And today I thought we would, we saw a video recently that we would show a portion of it. I'll fill in some other context, but it's definitely interesting because it's something that I've had conversations with people before, but this was on a video clip that many people had seen before where a husband is a little upset at his wife's relationships and feels like he doesn't get the equal amount of respect as her friends get with him. And then there's some other context throughout the video that we'll fill in. We won't watch the whole thing, but let's go ahead and check it out, Andy.
What do you do when your wife, she here, and all the people I'm talking about,
About to go down.
respects and appreciates her friends more than she does her husband who pays the bills with her?
Please define for me respect.
If I call her and she on the phone with one of those friends that's back there, hey, you know what is when he like. My point is, she don't respect my energy and effort to stay in our relationship, stay in our marriage, and stay with our children, stay with her. She respects their opinions, their thoughts, their...
I'm paying attention to how you're even referring to your wife
Okay.
right now. Like,
All right, go ahead. So it continues. They start kind of saying, hey, we don't like the way that you're referring to your wife and friends. And then some of the men keep saying, like, they're talking and they're like, oh, just because, you pay the bills or whatever, let's talk about respect, blah, blah, blah. And then he clarifies at the end that he doesn't pay the bills. His wife pays the bills and he manages the finances of the home, which then the video just ends with even more people, getting loud and stuff like that. And so very common one way or another, like we've heard from individuals before, which is, my husband, seems to engage or get along more with his friends or vice versa. This guy's concerned, my wife seems to value her friends' opinions more, and et cetera, and people often are affected by that, with their emotions or whatever
Right.
and stuff like that. What you've seen this because as
Yeah.
I was sending it to Andy, you're like, oh, I've seen a clip like that before, and the guy's saying X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, no, that's this clip. So
Yeah.
you've clearly seen it before.
They only snippet that part where then she comes in, where you had us cut it. And so I didn't know that the latter part was him not paying the bills and she was the one that pays the bills and he just handles the finances side of things. But all that to say is, I understand the level. I understand the word like, oh, well, what defines respect? Like, what doesn't she respect from you? Like, why doesn't she respect you? And I get that because I think that in a relationship, respect is earned.
Yeah.
Especially between a husband and a wife, like respect in kindness, affirmation, love, correction, because there can be a level of respect on how you correct someone well.
Yeah.
And from the sound of the video is he was demanding authority, not even respect. Like my wife doesn't respect me. No, you want authority. You want her to listen to you. You want some full, complete submission without interjection or accountability or outside parties because you know that could waver. And don't get me wrong, I think that there is wisdom when it comes to who you share your struggles and trials with because there's people that are for your marriage and there's people that are not for your marriage. In this case, he's basically deeming all her friends not for the marriage, but I would say at what level of accountability on his end is he taking? Because if he's just voicing his opinion and his thoughts and what she must be doing as a wife, and she's rejecting it and saying like, no, this doesn't sound right. So either she's going to her friends in humility and accountability, or she's going and gossiping and wanting to be right with her girlfriends because who knows how their relationship is with the friends and the husband. But I also say this when it comes to something like that. I am very, I'm very mindful of who I allow myself to speak anything. If you and I may have a disagreement or we're not seeing eye to eye, of who I share my struggles with and my friends. Only because at the end of the day, my job as a wife too is still to protect my husband's character, especially in an argument or anything. And I have to be mindful that I never want my husband, because first I'll say this: I respect my husband, I love my husband, and I view my husband as the headship of our home. And so the one thing that I'll say is the enemy wants to still kill, destroy, and destroy any marriage that he can. So he's trying to get a foot in the door. And so for me as a wife, I've always had to be mindful of who I share my struggles with, because I don't know if they view my husband the same way that I view my husband, or they would care to protect my husband the way that I know I should be protecting my husband. So when you have your friendships or your girlfriends, be careful on the amount that you share with them, especially if there's history, especially if there's been discord, especially if this friend really does not even like your husband. That is the person, and you're trying to have a healthy marriage. The one person you should not be sharing the issues you have in your marriage with is the person that you have shared all the secrets with and the dirt with and the struggles with and the trauma with. But now you're in a rebuild because you don't want that friend to then speak negatively, or he's just going to do it again, or that he is what he is. You've seen it the first time. Why are you shocked to see it again? So it's being mindful as women, because we are so, we enjoy, a majority of women enjoy processing aloud. And so because we process aloud, because we're trying to, one, hear what we're saying, either we're getting confirmation that we're right from a friend or correction from a friend. So for me, it's always being mindful of how I want, one, my husband to be viewed in this situation, and what is my end goal? Am I sharing this with a friend to be right? Or am I sharing with my sister or my mom to be right? Or am I sharing it to be corrected? And in reality, I in my life, anything I share, I'm getting corrected.
Yeah.
I don't have friends that I rarely have friends that are yes men in my life. I am fully corrected in all times. I think I sent something in a TikTok last night to you and my mom, and I was like, ugh, it was from Modern Family, and she was telling Sofia Vergara, like, oh, he's so weird. And Sofia Vergara's like, he is not weird. He is the love of your life, and you just respect him, and before he dies one day. And my mom's like, yeah, that'd be me. And so it's who, be careful and mindful of who you share your life with, and how you share your husband. Because I also think when you're having conversation with friends, and you share anything of the little bit, and I think my mom even said this the other day, is be careful, Ashlee, and she wasn't saying it negatively. She was saying, be careful when you share like something, let's just say it was like, oh, he always leaves the toilet seat up, and you leave it there. And it's not like, yeah, he leaves the toilet seat up.
As an example, not me. I have a smart toilet. My toilet seat goes on automatically.
But yeah. Oh my gosh, he always leaves the toilet seat up. But he takes care of me. He loves me. He's kind. He's generous. He's like, my mom's like, if you don't leave it at the negative, because there's so much positive about Adam, and I'm just hypothetically, so much positive about who he is, a husband and a father. Don't leave people hanging on just the one negative thing that you're so fixated on that it irritates you to the utmost that you forget all the good that your husband does.
Yeah.
So
I'd be interested. Well, I got a real life example that as we're talking about it, I thought, it'd be a good use case, because I think it would, I don't know, maybe help some people. But in this case of this video, more than likely, it's a husband and wife who have totally different personalities. Right. And like you said, she wants to talk. More than likely, she's a talker. She's a processor. She's probably, talks 23 out of the 24 hours of the day, and then here's him. She needs to just listen to me. If we're talking about something, she needs to do it. Why does she respect her friends more than me, et cetera, et cetera. And, enjoying their conversation and respect, two different things. Right. I think that video, they nuance, like, she should respect you as your wife, but what are you doing to be worthy of that respect? Which I think there's a level of conversation for that for him, which is like, if you're not the breadwinner, they're clearly at an age that he seems more in his 60s. So more than likely, I can assume you're probably an empty nester. So it's like, what are you doing that would cause her to want, as a man, she's a woman, you're a man. There's a biological inclination of wanting to be, for a woman, cared for, provided for, and she may be the principal breadwinner, but as a man, you can still receive respect from your spouse by upholding your end of the leadership thing. And so there might be some things missing in his space of leadership, not even the weight of, I think most men, unless they're in a circumstance where they've been let go or whatever, most men should be fighting to be, as best as possible, the principal provider, because women most of the time carry most of the burden of child rearing and taking care of the home and all that, unless the couple can come to an agreement. But it seems like they're not on agreement of what respect looks like and what the house looks like and all that stuff. And so that's obviously going to create conflict because they have separate personalities. But also in marriage, it's a daily dance in marriage of deciding what you're going to take personal and what you're not going to take personal. Deciding what's going to offend you and what's not going to offend you. What might hurt your feelings and what might. And a lot of times in marriage, if you can be good at forgiving and moving forward, like, you don't always have to vocalize every time you have an issue. You can process it and then release it. Process it, release it. Before we keep going, let me take a quick moment, and I want to tell you about something we just launched that I think will really bless you. We're a few days into our 25-day Christmas Advent devotional, and the feedback has already been amazing. People are saying it's helping them slow down, breathe, and stay focused on Jesus in the middle of everything this season brings. The joy, the pressure, the memories, and even things that are even maybe painful or heavy. If you haven't joined yet, you're not too late. You can jump in right where we are and follow it all the way through Christmas Day. You can sign up today at adammessa.org. And that's right, it's adammessa.org. Super simple, super easy. And what you'll find is our Christmas devotional that we will email you every single day leading up till Christmas. Can't wait for you to join us. Let's jump back into the episode. And I'd be interested. You could give me your process of thinking, because this is like as we were talking about, a live thing of actually something that like really annoyed me the other day that you did.
Tell me.
And I wonder what your reasoning would be. And so you were getting the Christmas tree ready, and I was watching a movie. And then a couple times I tried to come and hug you, and then like even one of the times you nudged me off, and I'm like, what's the problem? And you're like, I'm trying to get this done, et cetera, and I'm trying to focus on this and blah blah blah. And then our sons were really annoying you, so you were really short with them, and so you kept like getting mad at them. Hey, stop doing this, stop doing that. Mm-hmm. And then at one point I go to put Thomas to bed. And you're still setting up the tree, and then your sister FaceTimes, and you stop everything, and you go sit on the stairs, and you're laughing, and you're talking, and you're joking, and you're showing your stuff, and you took like a 45-minute break. Mm-hmm. And I was honestly like, that's whack. Like, I tried talking to you, I tried being like holding you or whatever. You act like you had this whole rush. Mm-hmm. You're short with the boys, and then, oh, look, your sister calls, and oh my goodness, 45 minutes just appeared out of thin air. And now you can slow down and take a breath. And now you're chipper. Now you're laughing, not laughing with any of us, not engaging any of us. And now all of it. Now, in some regard, your sister's your best friend. Your friend, your community's going to at times pull that out of you, which that's fine. That's not. But for me, for a moment, I was annoyed because I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, don't act like you're in a rush. And then all of a sudden, the right person calls and time stops. Mm-hmm. I know you remember, that day. Like, I
didn't think I was that annoyed. You came over, grabbed my butt. You came over, and you're messing with a tree. The one thing about my trees, my trees, me and my trees. I want my trees. But
you nudged me off, and I even said, what's the problem? And then you were like, oh, I'm just trying to. And you're not one. You never pushed me off, but you gave this inclination of I'm just trying to get this done. Well, it wasn't done when you took the FaceTime. It wasn't like, hey, let me call you back later. What you just told me. My tree's my tree. I got to have my time with my tree.
It wasn't my...
Stopped.
No, I stopped because there was nothing else that I could do on the tree. I literally looked at her and I told her. Yes, I was. Because I said, I'm done because I have to get tree fillers.
You were
and
done.
then I literally said, I have to order so much more. And she was like, yeah, you should get pine cones. And so then I was like, what else should I add? And then she goes, you should get this filler. And I was like, maybe I should add ribbon. And she was like, no, ribbon.
Well, I know you guys were talking about that.
So then I processed
but you were still,
because I was pissed off at my tree because my tree didn't look right. And then I was pissed off that my kids wanted to touch the tree. And then I was like, okay, Ashlee, let them touch the tree because it's a Christmas tree. So then I let them do it, but I taught them how to do it before they could do it. So it was more so, I think I was just upset with my tree. My tree was not coming out how I envisioned it. And so then it took a minute, and then I didn't have everything I needed because life has been crazy. And so then but then
I was still working on stuff though, like on the tree.
I was trying to make it look good.
Right.
So I in that moment when I had fixated, I was like, there's no other time that I'm going to get this done. So I took it out on you guys because I wanted my tree done. And then when my sister called, it was a break for me to process and sit back on the stairs and look at that tree and say, man, this thing is ugly. And then she looked at it and she goes, well, kind of is. You should add X, Y, and Z. Because I kept asking you, well, what do you think? And you kept going, it's the best tree ever. I like this one so much.
Well, I liked the color scheme was the best.
And then I was mad. I know, because then you weren't able to help me process it. So that made me more mad because then I'm like, no, I need my husband to be like,
I wasn't annoyed. And I wasn't annoyed that you were talking to your sister.
I know, but I got more chipper because I was like, I need someone to help me right now because I'm fixated on this.
Yeah.
And so
that's me saying I got in my feelings about not even the nudge, just the idea that you were doing something and then all of a sudden, this break comes and
I thought I hurt your feelings because I told you were watching a weird movie.
I was watching a romance movie. No, I'm very confident to be able to watch romance movies, even though my wife doesn't like them. Yeah, that doesn't offend me.
Well, I apologize for pushing you off. That wasn't my intention.
Well, I didn't get mad. I didn't get mad. Well, I didn't get hurt by you pushing me off. That was
more annoyed that I got chipper.
That all of a sudden you had the energy to be chipper, and you all of a sudden had the time because 15 minutes before, because it wasn't long after, I went and put Thomas away. He fell asleep relatively fast. I put him to sleep. So it's like all of a sudden, which again, like, it's great. I'm thankful that you have community that you can enjoy. I mean, Heron is one of my best friends. I love spending time with him. I can go from a bad mood and get around him, even though he and I say little to no words. It's just the fact that I'm with someone that understands me, and I don't have to qualify consistently myself and all that kind of stuff like that. He takes me for who I am, and we're always editing and self-filtering ourselves around certain people. So it's like with Heron, I don't have to. So I love that bit about being around him. So I look forward when we talk or whatever, even if it's Phil, we have a conversation. I enjoy talking to those individuals. So, you getting much more chipper talking to your sister. To me, I didn't get upset that like, oh, well, she likes her more than me. Mm-hmm. It was more of the, why is she acting so busy? And then all of a sudden she's not, you know? Yeah. But again, this is why I say what marriage is that the reason why I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to save that for the podcast. I know you know that, but for people listening, no. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to say I got over it, you know?
Right.
That night we had our time together later on. So it's like, it's not like we went to bed not talking to each other or anything like that. It was, but for me, there was a moment that I was like, well, that that's whack. Why is she short with the boys? Why is she short with me? And then now she's got time with her sister. But in marriage, I moved on. Right. And me talking about it on this podcast, for those that are wondering, it's not me trying to hash out. It's given this thing because what I did maturely will go, it's her sister. It's her best friend. Mm-hmm. Of course, because connected to her sister is not the fact that she was home and had to pick up after Matthias and Thomas and had to pick up after me and then have to do it. It's a break from her regularly scheduled program, which I'm glad she can have that. And that's what I had to tell myself, that it's not the same circumstance in that sense. Like, I can't compare the fact that her sister's recapping her day with her sister and Ashlee being engaged as, oh, she wants to talk to her more than she wants to talk to me. Because relatively speaking, more than likely in your head, we're going to go to bed together. We're going to have pillow talk. We're going to, don't have, there's not this rush that you feel like you have to talk to me and recap. And also, you also know me enough to know what I would even care to talk about and what not to talk about. And so you have in your sister all the things that I don't care to talk about, which for you giving your reason was, I already knew that you were disinterested in the tree or fine with it. Yeah. And you weren't, weren't fine with it. Right. So then you talk to someone who maybe would have a little bit more time than I would have, which I looked at it and said, it's fine. If you get more stuff, I see where you're going, but I like the color scheme. I like what you're doing. And in my head, it was, what you're doing. I don't decorate trees. So I wouldn't even be helpful, giving an idea other than, oh, it looks great. Right. Which it, you didn't. I'll say, no, you didn't get upset. But then when this is how, which I'm sure some wives or can relate. I just got into then this cleaning mode too and setup mode of everything because we hosted Thanksgiving and I showed you the layout and you come down and you're like, that's cool. I was like, it's cool. So he was a little bitter for 2 seconds, and then we got upstairs and started talking. And no, I was like, honestly, by then, I just felt like you were doing all that I was just like, I'm so tired, I'm not going to wait for her to be done. Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to go to bed. I was exhausted.
And then I woke
because of the weekend. Yeah, and it was, So, even by then, I wasn't upset anymore. It was just more like, if she's going to be doing that all night, like, I'm done. I've had, I'm like, I've had the boys all day. Like, it was. Yeah,
there have been many of times, and Nancy says it all the time. Like, what are we willing to fight for? What are we willing to get over quickly? What are we willing to, or what are necessary conversations to have? So you even bringing this up, it's not like I'm not dodging a bullet of me saying that I wasn't that way. It's when I got in my head and I started thinking about certain things that I wanted to get done, needed to get done, and they weren't completing the way that I wanted to. Yeah, I got short-tempered and short and just like, okay, I'm so pretty much over it. And anything triggered me or anything just set me off to just being more annoyed of like, ugh, this. So me trying to even allow the boys to help, I was like, okay, I'm giving them 20 minutes and then they better get bored. And they did. And then they left. And then anytime they came by the tree, I was like, nope, your time's up. Yeah. And so, so I definitely can, for me, I can own up to when I'm wrong in the situation as well to say, you know what, I could have handled it better or being more mindful. So Adam bringing this up, for me, it's not like, that didn't happen and what are you talking about? That wasn't the scenario. No, it did. And I'm okay with admitting that. And I think that because I have a husband who is willing to, one, get over it and not hold on to it, but then also admit like, hey, I was annoyed in this scenario, makes me mindful of when I'm in those situations to be aware of how I'm treating everyone else around me. And then I don't even know if was it the next day or it may have been a different scenario where I think it was this, was it the next day or that night? I don't know if I texted you. It was like this, maybe it was the night before, where I was telling you I was short. And I said because something had happened and I was really hurt by it. Not by you, but just that had happened. And I was like, you know what, it wasn't acceptable the way that I was talking.
Well, Saturday? Saturday?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was 2 days before.
2 days before.
Yeah.
It said something. And you never brought it up, but I was like, I know I'm being short. Like, and here's why I think I'm allowing this to manifest more than what it should. So Adam and I have daily conversations. I wouldn't say daily, but bi-weekly, weekly, once a week, twice a week, where we really do check in on ourselves. Of like a reflection of checking in, like, here's what's going on with me. And it's not to get a pity party from my spouse, but it's to say, this is where I'm at. Pretty much hold me accountable to my actions, my words, how I'm feeling, what I'm saying. I'm overworked. I told you today, I was like, I'm not coming in until 1 o'clock. And you said, please don't go into work until 1 o'clock. And that made me realize, like, yeah, you suck when you don't rest. You suck when you have your mind wrapped in other things that isn't necessary or important or can wait. So that is a level of respect that I believe Adam and I have for each other, where we can really, him tell me something and I reflect and not be like, no, sucks. You should get over it. You should have read the room.
Right.
Yeah, because
or just excuse it, like in the sense of like, well, it's my sister. What do you want me to do?
Right,
what do you know, it's like,
hang up.
Yeah, hang up. Ignore the call like you ignore mine. Whatever. You know, like.
I don't ever ignore your phone call. When you call, it's like a treat because it rarely happens because you know you're on the phone for 40 minutes with me talking about
It's like
nothing.
a shooting star. It's like when it comes, you better make a wish because
every time if I'm on the phone, I'm like, hang on. Adam's calling me. He doesn't call me. Let me hang up. And he's just like, okay. And I was like, I'll call you right back.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, where's Rooster's caller? I was like, dang it. That's it.
Sometimes I'll call to talk or listen rather. I'll just say something
one thing I'll
tell
say
Ashlee
that,
I had a moment. She's like, okay, perfect. And then she'll run through all her whole day and everything.
One thing I will tell you, the other day I was stuck in traffic on the way home and I was like, oh, I normally, who I call, I'd love to call my husband. But then like, because we talk to each other all the time, I'm like, I know he's not about to stay on this phone for an hour with me and talking with me in traffic. Like he is going to check out and be like, are you really talking about Scrabble right now? Like, I could come up with any conversation, but I know the one person not to call on a long drive home is my husband. And then,
you could call me. I'll just...
Bro, I called you the other day and I was like, hey, I'm on my way home. I'm starving. I need to get something to eat. And I was like, can you wait for me to get home? And you're like, yeah, I can wait. And then I started telling you, I was like, okay, so I'll wait. And then, okay, this is how my hairdresser, she used to go to Abundant. She was like, oh, so you would have known my dad, probably not you, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. All right, drive safe. I was like, what the heck?
Well, I didn't know you were, trying to have a conversation.
He always feels like I'm landing the plane. He's like, all right. And I'm like, I'm still midair. Let me talk.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, and it's one of those where I know my husband and I don't get offended because then like he said, call my sister. Hey, I'm on my way home.
Oh, yeah, no.
Call my mom. I called Jessica the other day. I was
the
like,
stuff I hear her and her sister talking about, I'm like, dude, who cares? Like, no, what'd you do? Oh, I went to 7-Eleven and
yeah.
they had half off the energy drinks, and so
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
that's
me,
good.
I got 2, and I'll probably save one for lunch tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh my goodness, oh where you think you'll go to lunch tomorrow? Oh, I don't know. They bought this new kava next to me, and I'm thinking to myself, what is happening right now?
What do you order? What
What?
do you get from Kava? Oh yeah, I like that one. That one means too spicy.
I'm just sit there and I'm like, this.
Anytime
so
I text
I'm
my
glad.
husband,
Please have friends, have community, because it's. If she didn't, she would do it to me, and then I'd be short. I'd be frustrated. She gets my best because it's so limited. I only have to, do it for
Guys,
a limited time.
We talk all the time.
Yeah.
We talk a lot.
We talk every day. Ashley talks every day, and I respond, and I.
They're probably like,
once a
I want
month
to
I
be a fly
offer
on the
something
wall.
original in the conversation.
Oh yeah, all our conversations.
But
with
to me,
you-
what's interesting is not interesting at all for Ashley. So then,
that's what
I
was
just stop
gonna,
talking.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
No.
Anytime he starts talking, I'm like, gosh, chat, translate.
Yeah, I'd say something, and then she's like, "Yeah, I don't know what that is." I'm like, "Okay, well." never
Or
mind.
you'll be like,
Never
oh
mind.
yeah, my buddy so and so. I was like, which one is that? No, I live in Texas, Nashville. Where's you?
Yeah,
I
So-
can't keep up with you. You can keep up with me because it's either hair, nails, food, annoyance, driving,
Yeah, that's true.
Matthias
Yeah.
or Thomas. That's pretty much
Yeah.
it. I'm pretty easy.
You are. It's much more simple. Easy would be an understatement for sure. Yeah.
We should tag all the
Yeah.
memes that you and my brother have sent about me lately. So we'll just say that.
yeah. Of all of us putting up with Ashley, Ashley's perception of
I think I'm great.
yeah, you have opinions, and you're free to with people you trust. You share them regularly. You have your dad's personality, and so hot-tempered and opinionated, and we love that about you. Your sons love that about you. Someone asked them recently, if you get in trouble, who do you not want us to call? They said, please do not call my mom. They both did. It's that hot temper.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
Keeps
there.
things
Yeah.
spicy. I protect you,
Yeah,
that's
it's
for
there.
sure.
Sure, yeah, because I need it. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, you speak up for me is what it is.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
anytime. You
I don't
don't
want
mess
to
with
be.
my
I don't
man.
want to come up as the bully all the time. So I got. I got to be quiet. That is what we talked about last episode. Beyond
Yes.
letter, not fully, but that. I look. See, just answer it. Allie's FaceTiming right now. Just do it, just to prove to people what a common day looks like for Ashley. Her sister starts FaceTiming in the middle of the
podcast.
episode.
We're literally in the middle of the episode talking about you. How
You have
I
to put
always
it closer
answer,
so people can hear her.
How I always answer your phone.
Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm making some cookies.
And now she's making cookies.
She's making cookies. Adam goes, you guys talk about the most random stuff. I
Probably called just to show the cookies.
I don't know if you can see it. Can you see her? There she is.
What is happening?
Oh my God. All right. Bye, Allie. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Well, we can land the plate. You won't even be present now. You have something way more important
I wonder what
to follow
what
up now.
cookies she's making.
See, there we go. She wants to call back. And she's like, oh, are you going to bring some over to our house? It's going to be a whole thing. And then it's going to be, here's Matthias and Thomas's favorite cookie. Don't forget to make them
And
theirs.
then it's going to be like,
and,
hey, Adam, did you buy me any more clothes?
Yeah. Yeah. Allie's going to ask for something too. So that's that. Well, then we'll just land the plane so you can
All right,
get
guys. I
your
hope
call
you got
back to your
some,
sister.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us,
Yes.
everybody.
All
Have a
right.
great week.
Bye, guys.